What's up, YouTube? So I'm back with another video. I really just want to keep recording, so I kind of just want to keep the ball rolling. I'm not doing anything today, so I'm like, might as well record another video. Originally, somebody wanted me to record a story time, like a smoke sesh story time, but I don't got shit to smoke today, so we just gonna do a story time. So yeah, this story time is about a time that me and my family caught a man looking through my bedroom window. This is kind of like a traumatic story for me because this happened when I was like 16, 17. No, maybe like, yeah, 16, 17. I was in high school. Luna. This badass cat scratching on the fucking jacket. Anyways. So yeah, back to the video. My laugh is so ugly. So yeah, let's get into the video and the story time before I ramble on for 20 years. So like I said, this story happened. It took place when I was around 16, 17 years old. I would say that this isn't something that normally happens to people, but you know, this is something that does happen. There might be people out there that can relate to me on this. And yeah, if you're going through something like this, please reach out to somebody to help you, because I promise you, you know, your story might not be like my story. It might not work out as good as my story went out. And if you feel like someone is putting your life at danger or at risk, please let somebody know. Record if you can record, take pictures if you can take pictures, pull together all the proof you can pull together, because I promise you, sometimes when you call the police, they can't help you automatically. You know, they can't help you with something that they don't know about. They can't help you find a person they don't know what they look like. Please try to be logical if you fall into a situation like this. If a man's peeping on your window, obviously don't go outside. Don't try to investigate it yourself. That could really get you in a bad position very quickly. You don't really know what that person's there for. You don't know if they're really just trying to take advantage of you. They're seeing to if anybody's home, trying to wait on the right time to maybe break in and do something to you, harm you, kidnap you, God forbid, you know, but even rape you. You can never really trust people, and that goes for men and women. You can't trust people that you don't know like that. All I'm saying is be careful with who you put your trust in. Please, parents, please be careful with the people that you allow to be around your children. I'm not a parent, but you know. So this took place at my old apartment complex. I don't live there anymore. I was living there in high school, and then when I graduated, or like right before I graduated, I ended up moving. The apartment complex was not like the best apartment complex, but it was by far like not the worst. There was worse apartment complexes. I didn't live in the hood. Like maybe some people considered my complex to be like run down, but it really wasn't anything too serious in my opinion. I stayed in a house with my mom and my brother and my grandmother and me. Me and my mom shared a room, which really wasn't a room. And I think I went into this on another video, but I'm just gonna show you. I drew a little diagram of like what the house looked like. So I hope this makes sense. LOL. So it's backwards on the camera, but this is the front door. This is not a wall here. I don't know why I drew that there, but this would be the hallway. This would be the hallway back to the bathroom. This would be a bedroom. This would be another bedroom, kitchen, the living room. There was a big sliding glass door, a porch, my window in the bedroom that I slept in, which wasn't really a bedroom, it was the dining room, but we ended up putting up like a little makeshift wall thing. So that's the room that me and my mom shared. This all started one night. I had woken up out of my sleep, and I don't really know exactly what woke me up, but when some weird shit's going on, sometimes your body knows what to do. So I woke up out of my sleep, and then like I said, you know, from my room in the bed, because I didn't really have a wall or a door, I could still see into the living room. And when I was laying there, I noticed that my grandma and my mom were looking out the window. So keep in mind, it's like, I don't know what time it is. It's late at night. It's pitch black outside. It's pitch black in the house. And my parents are like peeking out of the window. I'm like, Mom, Grandma, what's wrong? What's happening? Like, I kept questioning them, like, because, you know, you'd question your parents if you woke up seeing them doing some odd stuff. Then they're like, shh, they're just shushing me, like telling me to be quiet. So likewise, I just stopped talking, and I'm like worried. I jump up, like, what's going on? I go over to the window, and like they tell me that there was somebody looking through the window. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, somebody's looking through the window, like, who? But they didn't know who. The man ended up running off that first night, and we didn't see him good enough to even give like a good description of what the man looked like, aside from the fact that he had a hat. That's pretty much it. It was dark outside. We were looking out the window into the darkness, from the darkness. So we couldn't make out what he looked like, so there wasn't really anything that could be done. You know, we knew kind of what that meant for us. We knew that if we called the police, you know, there wouldn't be anything they could do because the man had already took off. He was gone. So we just ended up, you know, just kind of like saying our prayers and deciding that we're just going to go off to sleep tonight because, I mean, it's not like we're not the type to go out and investigate, so we just gonna go to sleep. I couldn't really sleep good, so I ended up just kind of laying there until eventually I kind of drifted off. But I was kind of worrisome about the situation because, like, who's not worrisome when your parents tell you that there was a man looking through the window? Your window in particular. So the next night, fast forward, I ended up doing everything like I normally do. I ended up having to go to school like I normally do, me and my brother. We came home, did the same things we always do. In the daytime, nothing was abnormal. Nothing was too different than the normal routine, but come the nighttime, we're getting into the same things. So me and my mom, we couldn't really ever sleep good after the situation because, first off, you know, the person was looking through our window in particular. I didn't really know what he was doing at the window. I don't know if he was peeping on me or my mom, or like a lot of thoughts were going through my mind, like, how long has this man been doing this? Why is he doing this? Is he gonna try to kill us? Is he gonna try to rob us? Is he gonna try to rape me? You know, like, there's a lot of things that go through your mind when you don't know what's going on. So I couldn't really sleep good, and we didn't even like cut the TV on anymore. Like, that's how kind of worried me and my mom were, because usually like we'd cut the TV on and watch TV at night together, but this time we kind of just were too worried that like if we cut the TV on, then we might not be able to hear if somebody is at the window or something. So we kind of would just like whisper chat, like chat with each other in like a whisper tone and just try to be as quiet as possible. We would keep the lights off, so like even if they were peeping, like, what are they seeing? They can't really see anything, or so I think, I guess. That same night, I ended up hearing like a little noise, and me and my mom were talking at the time that I heard this noise, but like I was really worried, and I think that like when you're stressed, like I think naturally like our bodies just, you know, do what they need to do. I swear to you not, my hearing had to be like the best hearing of my entire life, because it was like the slightest sound. And you know, the sound wasn't anything too different than a normal creak that you'd hear like in your house. But the sound made me extra suspicious. So I'm like, you know what? I told my mom to shh, because she was talking. And I was like, shh, I hear something. Like, I kept telling her, I'm like, I think I heard something. So like, I get off the bed. I'm like creeping so slow. I creep up to the window. And like, we have these we have the blinds that are like this. That are like, they lay like on top of each other. Like they go straight down. Not like the blinds that are like this. If that makes sense, I'm gonna show you, because my mom actually has the blinds in the apartment that we live in now. And then I'll show you I'll just show you exactly the blinds that we had in the room. So I managed to creep over ever so fucking slightly, look out like the crack of the blinds, and I see a man. I lied to you not, like this was probably like a very scary moment for me, because I was like, what the fuck? There was a man at like the side of my window, and I think he noticed me like peeking, so like he was trying to hide, like he was like had his body like standing up against like the side of the wall beside the window. And I was like, mom, there's a man at the window. So she goes and gets my grandma, and I tell my brother, and everybody's up. I don't even think anybody was really like sleeping, because like we were all kind of still worried about this. So everybody jumps up. We're not, like I said, we ain't the type to go investigate outside. So my grandma or my mom, they cut the porch light on. So at least like if the man tries to get away this way, we can kind of try to identify what the man looks like. We called the police this time. The police arrived. They weren't able to find the man. The man had got away again. But this time we were able to give them a little bit of an idea of what the man looked like. We didn't see his face, but we said that he was a white man. He had a hat on, and he ran in, and whatever, like we told them the direction he had ran in. So that night he got away, like I said, so nothing could be done. I think the police probably just ended up making like some sort of report. They said they'd look out, they'd keep an eye out, and you know, just to call back if something else happened, which really didn't give me any sort of like peace of mind, because like in my head I'm like, the man is still out there, and it's like we've caught him this is the second time we've caught him. And you know, after the first time I didn't know what he was gonna do, but I kind of didn't expect him to come back. But I guess he didn't give a fuck, because he had came back twice. So yeah, he had got off the hook that second time, and life kind of went on the same way. But this time I was like even more stressed out. When I would go to school, I was telling my friends, because like I really didn't know like what was gonna happen. Like I don't like to think of like the worst case scenarios, but at the same time, like I don't know this man. He keeps coming and lurking in the window. Like my parents always told me about crazy type of people, like people that are, you know, that want to do things, evil things, wicked things, and like things to children, and just like it was really just an eye-opener to me. So my sleep was kind of messed up. Like I really didn't even sleep good. I would kind of just stay up and like just lay in the bed listening. That's really what it turned into, just silently listening at night, because I just didn't even want to go to sleep, because I didn't know if the man was going to come back or when the man was going to come back. So yeah, like I said, the day always went on as it normally did the next day. In the daytime, you know, there was nothing suspicious, just like always. I go to school, go get on the bus, come home. I lived in the front of that complex, so it was good that like once I got off the bus, I only had to just walk in the house because I lived in the second building. And I would just lock the door up and just keep an eye out. Later on that night, again, same thing, heard a small noise, like crept up on the window, peeked out the window. The man's back. I'm like, okay, like what the fuck? But this time I was like, you know what? Like, we gotta do this smart. So my mom, she called the police. We didn't want to make like a big scene so that he would run off, because he would always run off. And he was crazy enough to always come back, but he would always run off if he noticed that we noticed him. So I was like, you know what? Let's try to catch him off guard. We called the police, and the police arrived. And they started looking for him outside. We were looking at like the windows at our house, and they told us not to come outside. I wasn't going to go outside anyways, but they were like searching for the man all over the complex, just looking for him. And eventually they finally ended up finding him. I was like, thank you, God. It was like, I swear to you, not like the biggest relief, not really the biggest relief of my life, but it was really a big relief because it was something that I really did stress about. I didn't know if what the man wanted to do. I didn't know if he was, if he wanted to kidnap us or kill us or do evil shit to us. Like I said, he was lurking on on the window that me and my mom slept in. He was lurking into the room that me and my mom slept in. So I didn't know if he was lurking, peeping on us. It kind of did bring me a lot of relief to know that he got caught, but it was even crazier when we found out who the man was. He was our neighbor. That's why I say you can never be too fucking trusting of people. You never really know who's around you. And the man, well, I never really had ever spoke to the neighbor or the man before, but I had seen him plenty of times. Sometimes I just go sit on the porch, and his porch faced our porch, so sometimes I might just see him on his porch or outside messing with his grill, or his wife, I don't know if that was his wife or whoever the woman was that lived there, the older woman, walking. Hey, Noons, come here. Anyways, I didn't know if they didn't even seem I don't know, you'd always say they don't seem like the types to do something like that. Well, those are always the people that end up doing something that you never expected them to do. I promise you, all the people that you say, I never expected them to be like that. That's why I say you can never be too fucking trusting. I am not trusting of nobody. I ain't even trusting. I don't know. I ain't never been too trusting when it came to people, because my parents have always warned me about stuff like that. But at 16, 17, that was a really big eye-opener to me, that there's real weirdos out there and you just got to be careful. They ended up asking if we wanted to press charges, and they said that they were trying to say that he had a disability or he was something, I don't know. But my mom didn't end up pressing charges. In my head, I wish she would have, because I came to later on find out, after my mom decided not to, that the man, this hadn't been anything new. I don't give a fuck what nobody fucking says. I hate that mental disorder bullshit. Yeah, you can have a mental disorder. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But when somebody commits a serious crime and then y'all try to turn around and justify it with the mental disorder stuff, then you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. There was a girl that lived in his complex, which I was cool with, and I ended up telling her, not that same day or that same week, it was a few months later, we were talking, and I ended up telling her what had happened with the man. And because she kind of She noticed it. I mean, everybody noticed the police looking around the complex. She ended up telling me that that man was really weird. He made her uncomfortable all of the time. He would always make sexual advances at her. And I was 16, 17 at the time. She might have been like 18, maybe 19 years old. She wasn't too much older than me. And, you know, she said that he would make comments about her and, you know, like say inappropriate things to her. And in my head, like, all right, like, that kind of like, you know, it kind of put two and two together that this man wasn't doing anything that he didn't already always do, I guess. Like, I guess he was a pedophile, like he was a pervert. And I really wish that my mom would have pressed charges. If I would have had the choice, I'd have been like, hell yes, because like, you don't do stuff like that. You don't peep on children. You don't peep on, like, at the time I was a child, 16, 17 years old. I'm not even legal yet. Like, what are you looking for? You're looking to see me naked, like, I don't know. There's some weirdos out there, so just be careful, guys. Be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful of the people that are around you. And just like I said, you just can never really be too trusting. You don't really know people like you think you know people. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more story times. I have a few crazy story times. And yeah, peace.
In light of a missing persons case that's going on in my own community, I just wanted to share this because it's really important. I hope they do find this girl, Mia Marcano. She went missing from her apartment complex. I believe she was last seen on 9/24/2021. If you live in the Orlando area or just anywhere around that area in Florida, please keep an eye out for her. She could still be out there, so please don't rule her out yet. You guys all have a good one.